Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Hardcore FBB podcast. Today, I have another great guest on my podcast. I have NPC Women's Physique athlete Meckela Brown. Hi, Meckela. Did I pronounce correct?
You did. Do you know what? You're the first person that actually does pronounce my name.
Okay. Meckela, yeah. Yeah, easy. Yeah, it's easy to remember. Yeah, it's not Michaela, but Meckela. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not spelled Michaela.
Excellent. So, if you like this episode or you want to follow more of our content, please subscribe the channel and hit the like button. Thanks. Okay, let's start this episode. So, how are you, Meckela? Thank you so much for joining me today.
Not a problem. Thanks for having me.
Excellent. I met you for the first time in September, right? During the Europa Pro in London?
Yeah. In London, yeah. That was the pro qualifier.
The pro qualifier, yeah. I saw you compete on that show. And that was your last competition. Am I correct?
Yeah. That was the last one we done.
Okay, perfect. So, how has it been since then until now? What have you been up to in your life?
The off season, eating away, training away. Literally, when we stood off stage, we knew exactly what we needed to do. Like, I needed to grow. It was inevitable. Like, it was clear as day. I needed to grow.
Okay.
So what we done was we took some time post show and make sure health was in a relatively good position before we actually started off season. And then ever since then, we've just literally been pushing. I did have a few serious injuries along the way.
Yeah, you were mentioning the injury. How are you feeling now?
It's holding up well. I am just taking each session as it is. I have to be really particular now with movements. I had to remove a hack squat. I can't hack squat anymore. Which again, I know people are probably going to be like, you don't need it, but you know, when you're progressing really well and you connect really well with a particular movement. It was kind of like a kick in the teeth, but I'm just grateful I'm still able to train now where I couldn't even walk. There was a point I couldn't walk. It was so bad. Yeah.
Where is the injury? At one of your legs?
Yeah, so I have a patella tear on the left. And then I have a spinal injury too. So that actually happened the first week of prep, the spinal injury. So
I see. Yeah.
Injury after injury. But
unfortunately, being an athlete, competitive athlete, unfortunately, injuries may occur.
Yeah. So we just kind of worked around it. Like if one day I didn't feel like the body was able to train, I just let it do its thing. So touch wood, now we've been on a good run.
Okay.
Really good run lately. Just what we need before we start prep again. So it's exciting.
Okay, so do you think you're going to be able to step on stage this season?
I hope so.
Okay.
I have high hopes. Yeah, I have a really good support system behind me now, and people that I'm linked in with who has actually helped my injury. Obviously the hospital, they can't do much, but I got lots of rehab done from one of my really close friends. He actually helped me walk again after the spinal injury, so I give him full trust to move forward. So we're hoping to stand on stage. I have fingers crossed. So
okay, but at the moment you haven't made any plans on a particular show, so you have got already something in mind?
Yeah, we have we're looking at the end of this year.
Towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So prep would start. So what we're doing now is We're going into a maintenance phase next week, obviously a priming phase before we go into prep, just to make sure that we're fit and healthy going into prep. We will do that for 4 weeks and
Okay.
then it's prep. Straight
Okay,
into
that's
prep.
good. That's good. So, I mean,
Yeah,
despite the injury, yeah, you're still going, you're still
yeah,
pushing, and still aiming to compete at some point towards the end of the
yeah.
year. Yeah, that's
Hopefully.
yeah. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Yeah, you were saying that yeah, you had an MRI last week. Yeah.
Yeah, we got an MRI done, and the cartilage behind the knee is also extremely damaged too. It happened in prep. It was actually, I think I was 4 weeks out, and I was on the hack squat. And you know yourself, when you're in prep, the
Ouch. Yeah.
adrenaline, yeah, the
Yeah. Yeah.
adrenaline is just flying. So you're like, nope, I'm getting through this session. I need to stand on stage, and I ignored it for so long. So everything is just, I'm
Yeah.
burnt out. but
Yeah, yeah, no, I can imagine, I can imagine, and especially when you have plans, you wanna compete, you want to show your hard work, and then injuries happens, and yeah,
yeah,
it's terrible. By the way, I don't know if you follow her, Rachel Daniels, American, the real Lois Lane. She's IFBB Pro Physique.
yeah, I do. Yeah,
Yeah, basically, yeah, she's been preparing. She took I think, a couple of years off, so she's been preparing now to get on stage in Pittsburgh, which is happening in a few weeks. And
yeah.
the last month in February, she was attacked. She was defending her dog, and she
Dog.
was attacked by a dog.
Yeah,
And basically, yeah, the dog like injured one of the I think tendon there, so pretty bad. And getting so close to the competition is, but
mentally.
but she said yesterday, "I'm not giving up. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get on." Say, wow. I mean,
Yeah,
after an injury like that, she needed an operation and
yeah.
everything. Yeah.
And she
So I
got
can
infected too. It got infected. The bike got
got
infected too. So
yeah. It's crazy, but
crazy.
I understand. Yeah, when you work so hard for a particular show, for to get on stage. Hello. Ah,
Can you
okay.
hear me?
No, I saw
Yeah.
you frozen for a second, and I was like, oh, I lost you. No, you're still there. You're still there. So yeah, I understand how frustrating, yeah, injuries can be.
Yeah.
I had bad injuries on my knee back in the day when I used to play football, and I quit because of that. I had the cartilage, meniscus, the ligament ACL, so it was a complete. I did an operation, and yeah,
Not nice.
not nice, but it was long time ago. But still,
Yeah.
yeah, it wasn't a fun period. But fingers crossed,
Fingers crossed.
you will be fine for this season. And
Let's hope.
yeah. And regarding your last show,
Yeah.
what was did you speak to the judges for a feedback? I mean, you mentioned that they asked. You said that you wanted to grow. You knew that,
Yeah.
but was that the feedback from the judges? On the
Yeah, so what we done was with the first show, we got feedback, and it was to obviously grow, and to bring a little bit more condition. So going into the second show, we knew like it was 2 weeks apart. I wasn't going to pull it out of the bag. Like
no, fair
growth
enough.
wasn't going
Yeah,
to happen in 2 weeks. So, but we did bring a little bit more condition second time round for the pro
good.
qualifier, which I couldn't believe it. I was like, "There's no way we can get any more condition," but we did. Um,
Well done.
but yeah, so the feedback we could see from even from stage pictures, I just needed to grow. Like I came from I done one wellness show, and going to from wellness to WPD, I knew I was never going to be the biggest on
Okay.
stage. So
Oh, so
I
that
knew.
was your first WPD show?
Yeah, first
All
ever show.
right.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
wow. So
So
wellness, women's physique. You didn't go through figure.
no, no. I like figure. I do like figure, but it just wasn't for me. It wasn't for me
Fair
initially.
enough. If you
I
feel more comfortable, yeah, as a physique athlete, you did the right
Yeah,
choice.
and
Yeah.
I think as well because I think lately WPD is very limited with athletes too, and I'm not sure why. I don't know why, but I would like to kind of showcase that we can still stay feminine. We can still like bring a package that
Yes.
doesn't
Yeah.
need to go far and beyond, and we don't need to push to an extreme. We are still females at the end of the day, so
True.
that's something that I like to do for
True.
WPD.
Yeah, sounds like
So,
a great plan. Also, I really like WPD because of the reasons you just mentioned, and also it's the right balance between
yes,
the beauty and femininity on one side and
yes,
the size and the muscles on the other side. And also,
yes,
I really like the posing for women's physique
mm,
because despite it's like more closer to bodybuilding as
yes,
posing, but it's got that touch of femininity on some poses, so
yes,
it's one of my favorite divisions, and there are some incredible athletes that I've seen competing on stage, and
crazy,
massive respect for. Oh yes, yes. I've had the chance to see also some pro shows in, of course, the one, the Europa Pro,
yeah,
the shows in Romania, in Spain,
mm,
and that was it was absolutely
crazy.
amazing. Yeah. So I really hope they're not gonna cancel shows in the future, because
I know, I know, I know. I
The
was only having
Arnold's,
this
yeah.
conversation. Yeah, I was only having this conversation with someone last week. In terms of the outlook on WPD, like because we're limited with athletes and stuff like that, and most shows don't actually have a class. Um, I really hope it doesn't die. I really do, because again, I think if we can kind of showcase that we don't have to push extreme boundaries and we can still bring a package that's worthy for stage,
Yeah.
I think we will start to bring in more athletes. It is unfortunate what's happening lately. Like a lot of athletes are dropping out, a lot of
No,
athletes are pulling.
no.
They're going to wellness. I noticed a lot of people are going to wellness lately from WPD, which is each to their own, but
Yeah.
sad.
Like, do you remember that Canadian lady that competed in London? She did the pro women's physique, Manon Duttilli. Manon. She got
Yeah, yeah,
third or
yeah,
fourth, third, no, third in London. But she came from figure. She was already qualified for the Olympia. She moved to women's physique because she had the potential. But
yeah. And
now,
now she's
from this
wellness.
season, she went back to wellness, which caught me
Strange.
a little bit confused, because from figure to physique and then wellness.
Yeah,
But I guess she must have thought about
reason.
it and preferred maybe the wellness. But
Yeah.
I really hope that women's physique is gonna keep going. I don't think they're gonna remove it from like the Olympia or the main shows.
Mm.
It's gonna stay. I think what's more at risk is WBB. So the
Okay.
women's bodybuilding are the ones that could potentially be, hopefully not, but
Yeah.
but I think the women's physique with ambassadors like Sarah Villegas
Yes.
and Natalia Coelho, yeah,
Crazy.
they represent the best of the best in every feature of women's
Yeah.
physique. So I think that's gonna keep going. But yeah,
Okay.
let's
Hopefully, I
keep
love the
our fingers
conditions.
crossed. Yes,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah. But we'll hope. We'll hope. Very hopeful.
And what was the moment when you decided, yeah, I don't want to do wellness anymore. I want to do physique. That was something, I don't know. It's something you saw maybe in a show or on on social media, or you spoke to someone, to your coach. I don't know. What was the reason that?
Do you know what got me was when I stood on stage as a wellness athlete. Now, I didn't have size. It was my first ever competition. I just, I just didn't feel comfortable. I was just like, I don't think this is for me. Not bodybuilding, but I didn't think the class was for me. I love training upper body, which I knew was something that was very limited in wellness.
True.
So I was like, I don't think this is for me, and I wasn't comfortable in heels. So
all right, that's another good reason. That's another good reason. Yeah.
I was like an elephant on heels. I was like, I can't do this. So
Fair enough.
I initially, on heels. So I initially went. I tried figure, and I just didn't suit the posing. Anytime I posed, it didn't give a good figure look. I didn't have the taper. I didn't have the tiny little waist. So I tried WPD, and I was like, yeah, I like this. I much prefer
Fair
this.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Also because, on my opinion, I mean, I love them all. Well, except from bikini, but wellness, that's like
Me
beauty
too.
pageant for me. But wellness, figure, WPD, WBB, they're all amazing divisions. But
Yeah.
wellness, as you said, it's incredible, the lower body.
Yes.
From the glutes all the way down to the legs, and it's fantastic. But that disproportion between upper body and lower body, I don't know. It's I feel like it's incomplete. That's just my opinion. That's why I think figure is could be a good compromise, to keep like nice V taper, nice shapes, good condition, but physique, it's got the best of everything. So
I think as well with figure, when I was, don't get me wrong, I love figure and I think it's phenomenal. But when I was hitting the figure poses, I think it's just the poses just didn't suit me. Now I know they're similar to WPD, but in particular poses, when I looked at them, I was like, that is not figure. Like, and I don't want to kind of go into a class where it just does not suit me, and I don't want to force myself into a class that doesn't suit me either. I've done a few posing, like figure posing, with a few people, and I think they were kind of looking at me as if to say, yeah, it doesn't suit you. Especially not in heels.
Fair enough. Also, I think, I mean, I like the figure posing, but it's just a quarter turn, basically. There's no like proper mandatory poses like we've got in women's physique, where they actual flex double biceps, chest, and everything. I mean, in women's figure, I feel like, you do these comparisons with other athletes on each direction, and then that's it. There's no individual presentation. I mean, not the posing routine like with the music and everything, which I think it's one of the best part in a bodybuilding show. I mean, it's your moment when it's you on stage showcasing all your hard work in front of the audience with your music and everything. I think that's brilliant. But in the other division, you don't get that. So
no.
And also I really like also the pose down as well. Which it's so much fun. On a stage, which you don't get with all the other divisions, but it is.
But I think with the individual routines with WPD as well, you can kind of showcase the uniqueness of someone's physique too. Like, it's very different. It's when we're kind of comparison on stage, we can see obviously that person stands out with whatever. But when it comes to the posing, because your routine is structured around you bringing your best look and you bringing your best poses, and you put that all and combine it into one, I
Yeah.
think that's when it really does stand out as well. When you can see, okay, she's got a little bit of this, or the flow is different. Like someone's flow would be completely different to my flow on stage. Like I'd be real
Yeah.
slow and whatnot, but then I see someone has a real dominant performance, and it's crazy. But then you can see the difference. Then I think that's really cool about it as well. You can see, you can showcase the different physiques.
Exactly. Exactly.
I think
Yeah.
that's really
You've
cool.
got and you've got more freedom as well of
Yeah,
what to showcase, how, and it's your moment, and
yeah,
it's brilliant.
it's great.
Yes, yes, yes. I can see your excitement in it. That's good. That's good. It
Yeah,
means
I love
you believe in
it.
it. Yeah. By the way, yeah. I mean, you love it. You love
Yeah.
the sport. You love competing. Which has been your absolute best moment as an athlete in bodybuilding?
Oh, that's a good. Do you know what? And it might sound obvious, but the last showcase that I done on stage was just, I genuinely could not believe it. I couldn't. I was like, there's no way that is me. Like, I can't. Because again, prep goggles are on. I remember I was like a day out and I was like, I don't think I'll be ready. And it was a day.
It happens. I mean, every bodybuilder I've
Yeah,
spoken to, they all say the same thing. At some point, you have
yeah,
that down moment. It's, no, I cannot make it. But it's absolute normal
yeah,
feeling like that. It's an ups and down. But then, yeah,
yeah,
you realize, oh yes, of course I can do it. And
yeah,
then
yeah.
you keep
I
going.
just, that's why I couldn't believe that again with how smooth my prep was. Like my prep was just completely against the rules of bodybuilding. So we were, I think it was 12, 13 weeks out. We had to pull cardio. My body
Hmm.
wasn't responding. We stopped responding. I got more high days, more food, and it was just cruising into the show, and it was just so easy. Like
Yeah.
so bloody easy. So I think that was another highlight, I suppose, just how smooth everything was. I didn't stress. Well, obviously you do stress, but having to pull cardio out like that far out, you're kind of like apprehensive, and then it's
Hmm.
like, right, well, I know there's a reason for it, and then once we done that, like the body was just constantly changing, changing, changing. So then when I stood on stage, looking back at the prep, I was like, how did I get that condition when we just went against the rules of bodybuilding? Like it was just crazy.
Well,
So
yeah, it means that whatever you did with
worked.
any plan with your coach worked very well for you. So
Yeah,
that's great. So
yeah,
that show was your best moment, the moment you felt more proud of.
yeah, yeah.
That's
I
great.
think it was insane. I that's what when I came off stage, I was like, I can't wait to do it again. Then I
Oh,
have to say,
nice.
like my coach, yeah, my coach, Christian, he was just amazing. Like completely took full control, obviously as coach should, but again, just having someone that really does believe in you and really does kind
That's
of,
very important. Yes.
yeah, yeah. Like I couldn't doubt. Obviously, again, I doubt myself every single day, but he was like constantly just reminding me, like, I don't think you realize what you can do. So having that again, as especially as a female athlete as well, because it is a lot more difficult. And in the bigger classes as females, I think it is a little bit more difficult
It is.
because again, it's you're walking down the street and it's like people looking and it's like that's a female with muscle, that must be this and that must be that. So
Yeah,
having
there's
that
there's a
support,
lot of pre-concept
yeah,
stereotype around female bodybuilding, which
yeah,
yeah,
silly,
it is very silly.
yeah,
But
but
people, especially people that don't know nothing about the sport, they just assume. And I hate
yeah,
assumption without knowing what's behind it. You don't know the
yeah,
person. You don't know. They just think, oh, well, yeah, he's a man, or
that's
he's,
a man,
or he
yeah,
does. Oh,
yeah,
shut up! It's not like that. Educate
yeah,
yourself. Try to understand before judging. Yeah, but
yeah, that,
sometimes people can be Yeah, like
Rude.
that. Yes, 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 yes. No,
So rude.
no justification for this kind of behavior, to be honest.
No,
And
and it's not nice either because, again, like as females, I can't put enough stress on how. Now, again, we go for these classes, and I understand we accept everything, and that's how it is. But we do this because we fully enjoy it, like, and
exactly,
you kind of have to shift that mindset and detach from sometimes detach from emotions. I only had this conversation with someone yesterday. You need to detach from the outside world sometimes, because if there's so much negativity being pumped in or driven in or comments, and if you read too far into comments, like, it can be very, very, very mentally taxing, and you can get into a really bad hole. So I think people should just look at it and be like, wow, I can only imagine what they go through, like, all the respect, because
exactly.
again, we are human, like, we are still human. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And what I don't understand is sometimes these so-called internet trolls. Yeah, they
oh,
like to just go and I don't know, maybe express all their frustration in
yeah,
life. And what
it's
what
crazy.
what what upsets me is that in the modern no, I think it's always been like that in our
Yeah,
society. It's normal, maybe being overweight, unhealthy,
yeah,
and eating like all the
fish.
junk food and looking like shit. But
Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. But if someone, especially a woman,
yeah,
trains hard and puts on muscles, oh no, that's absolutely not
yeah.
acceptable. That's not a woman. Oh yeah, it's all about steroids and stuff like that.
Steroids. Yeah,
Yeah, it's that's too
no,
much of an ignorant statement,
yeah,
and they don't realize how offensive they can be. On
yeah.
the other
And I
end,
think
oh
as
yeah,
well,
sorry.
yeah, no, I think as well as when they do look at the likes of females with muscle, they automatically assume that, obviously, again, we are, no matter what we do, when we push for bigger classes, there is going to be anabolics involved. But I think as well, they just presume that we are reliant on that, when it's like, no, actually, some of us do eat really, really, really fucking well. We train really, really hard. Now, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong, I am very open about my usage,
of
but
course.
my
Yeah, yeah,
usage is, it's very limited, and it is very minuscule in comparison to what I've
yeah,
heard
yeah,
for the
yeah.
cycle.
For some athlete, yeah,
Crazy, yeah. But I've always, from the minute I said I want to go to WPD, I've always said I still want to keep my femininity. So I'm very
yeah.
aware.
That's
I'm very
important. Yeah,
aware. Yeah,
and
and I do say to people, we eat a lot. We
yes.
eat a lot.
Well, yeah, that's another side that I mean, something that these people that are not in this industry don't understand.
Mm,
They don't get that it's a
no,
lifestyle, a 24-hour lifestyle, which is not
yeah,
just going to the gym or taking steroids.
they're
That's
right.
not. Yeah, that's not it.
No,
There's a lot
yeah,
behind it, like you mentioned the nutrition, you
yeah,
mentioned yeah, that there's cardio, it's a 24/7 lifestyle that they
yeah.
have no idea. They think like, oh yeah, they just take this, they're gonna become like that. No, 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 that
If
does
only, if
it
only.
doesn't work like that. If it was like this, we would have like everyone on the street looking
Yeah,
enormous without the need of eating well or going to the gym or anything, because most
yeah.
people don't
Should we
want to
not be
do.
safe?
Yeah, 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 yeah. Most people don't want to do the hard work, and there's
That's
just
exactly it.
and they do this stupid assumption about bodybuilders that it's easy, you just do this and it's done.
Simple.
Simple. No,
It's
it's
that
not.
simple.
Actually, it's more. I believe it's one of the hardest, more that require more discipline,
Yeah,
dedication than every other sport,
for sure is.
because
Yeah,
yeah, you need even the rest. The sleeping is crucial, and it can make a difference between the day and the night if you don't
yeah,
get enough sleep. But yeah,
yeah,
everything is has got a contribution in the building of the physique. And one little mistake, I've seen athletes working their arse off, getting into stage the day before something goes wrong, and then they don't have the conditioning that they were expecting on stage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the part that people don't see. They kind of have this outlook on bodybuilding that it's one thing and it's one thing only. I think as well, especially people that aren't bodybuilders, I think it's more of an ignorance towards it.
It is.
That's all it is.
Yeah. I am ignorant on other sports, on other things, but I don't go and tell them what they should do, what they do. Oh, yeah, you this, you that. No, because I don't know anything. I let you do it because I'm not an expert. But why some people feel the right of judging and criticizing bodybuilders without knowing nothing about them? So about the
I
sport.
think it's as you said, it's the social media to kind of give these people a platform to just. It's like they just spew everything and anything out, and it's like, can you not just shut up for a minute? Shut up.
Yeah. And also, the fact that lots of these people hides behind the profile that has got zero pictures, zero posts, nothing. They feel like, I can say whatever I want. And but they don't realize that we are all people at the end of the day behind that phone with feelings and with emotions. So
and I think people forget that.
They forget that. But the best thing to do is focus on the positive and let all these negative things slide away. Let's don't focus just on the positive, because on the other hand there are also many people that like and comment positively and give support with their comments and posts. So it's not just
I get more positive. I get more positive. I got the odds. Come here, you get the odds road person. I think that's inevitable though. When females have got a little bit of muscle, regardless who you are, where you're at, you're gonna get stares or you're gonna get comments. But if you kind of focus on the negative, you're just kind of constantly. It's like you're training your brain into believing the negative. Like I get so much positive feedback now, and I just focus on that. And I kid you not, since I've kind of stepped off stage, it's been the happiest I've ever been. Even though I'm actually a hell of a lot bigger, I have extra body fat, I'm still in a relatively good spot because I'm focused on the positive that people have given me. Do you know the kind of way? So I think as well, if you just focus on that, like you're flying. You won't. You might have a little bit of struggle.
I absolutely agree. I mean, this is your life, your choice, your happiness. So this is a journey you are doing for yourself, not for anyone else. It's just for yourself. So if people support you, yes, great. If there are people that don't support you, it's their problem, not yours. You continue your their choices, their opinions doesn't matter, especially from people that don't know nothing about the sport. So
or the people that don't know you personally. I think
exactly. Even worse. They don't even know you personally. They think they know.
They haven't even given you 5 minutes of their time, and it's like, if you don't know me personally, you cannot comment. If you don't know me personally, you cannot comment. I think as well, it's just this generation is crazy. So I just block anyone and everyone.
Good. I'm like, good. They don't need to be. That's a good thing that there is at least this block button. So I've blocked for my page many people as well. They feel like they are entitled to give judgments that we don't need that. But and I always say that my channels are a positive community for athletes, for people that are passionate for the sport, for fans, anyone that brings positivity. Anything else? There are so many other pages and YouTube channels they can go. Why wasting time coming on a site that you don't like just to
comment.
to come?
Stupid
Maybe they got nothing to do all day, and then they feel better just spreading hate on people. But
most of them can't even spell. When they comment on, they can't even spell
they
correctly.
can't even spell English. It's and I'm not even English, but come on, it's the basic. I studied in secondary school the basic of the spelling of
the language.
Yeah.
People are crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
But I think if you have a good support system and you are linked in with people and like positive people, and you're linked in with people that are on the same journey, like it is like it can bring. So I've never been, since I've started like bodybuilding, like it's only recently since I've entered WPD. It's the happiest I've ever been.
Oh, that's
honestly,
great.
It's the happiest I've ever been. Like
that's
I think it's more so because I'm surrounded by good people.
Yes. There are,
which it's great. It's great.
Yes, there are genuinely really good people. I've met a lot at shows during doing this podcast. I've got quite a few friends in that compete. So I'm loving, even though I don't compete. I love the gym environment. I love training. I love to relate to people who compete. I love supporting the athletes with my little contribute, and and I really believe in this.
Yeah, no, we do appreciate that too, especially when you have pages like yourself really supporting female bodybuilding, because again, like I said, it's not easy for females. I'm not speaking for all females, and speaking from some, like we do struggle sometimes. So we are obviously grateful for like pages like yourself and stuff like that. Because
I'm glad to hear. Also, because another thing that I believe with my page is I want to try to give value to the person and the athlete. While there are many pages on female bodybuilding, but some of these pages they just
crazy.
Yeah, they don't know anything about the athlete, about the competition. They just sexualize the image. And that's not what I'm trying to do with my pages. No. Yeah, with my page, I want to do like show report. I want to do interviews. I want to feature athletes to give them the chance to tell their stories. I'm trying to keep a community of people that believe in female bodybuilding, especially the three bigger classes: figure, physique. And, I don't cover wellness. There are already too many pages for wellness. They don't need another page. But for physique, wellness, and women's bodybuilding, I'm trying to give a positive image to these athletes, and also give the chance to speak with this podcast. Actually, this is, I think, episode number 22. So not bad. Yeah, I've had athletes, amateurs, pros, Olympians as well. So I'm glad how all these incredible athletes are so keen to join me here and tell their stories, and speaking to them like with yourself, you can see that the passion, the positivity, I absolutely respect all of you for that.
No, as I said, we do appreciate obviously your page too, because like you said, there's not many people that do it for a personal reason without any meaning behind it.
Yes. Yeah.
You see some pages and they do just sexualize
Yeah.
female bodybuilding, and it's just like that is just not what female bodybuilding is. It's
No,
not.
no, it's a
No, no, no,
sport.
no.
It's not
Yeah,
like an OnlyFans. What's it called? I don't know. I mean,
pretty.
these girls step on stage, they compete, they train hard, and this is
Yeah,
what we want to show the discipline
yeah,
behind it, and of course, they are also an inspiration for other girls or guys, anyone that wants to get in shape, not
yeah.
necessarily become a bodybuilder, but the
Motivation.
yeah, and with the transformation, I love the transformation pictures
Yeah,
because it shows that it's possible. I mean,
anything.
sometimes people are, oh no, yeah, I'm overweight, I'm never gonna make it. And no, you can. You just
Yeah,
you need to believe in it and put in the work. Of course, you need someone that follows, yeah, like a personal trainer
yeah,
or a coach or whatever. But yeah, anybody can do it. And seeing athletes like yourself that are achieving these extraordinary results. Yeah,
hopefully.
can be. Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You're already doing a fantastic job.
thank you.
So, and I think the more you keep doing it, the better you keep.
Mm,
The more goals you keep achieving. One day
yeah,
you will get a pro card and maybe compete with the best in the world. I mean,
that's the goal.
one step at a time, but that's how every athlete
Yeah,
starts. So
yeah. I think as well, I'm not delusional. I know I need to be a lot bigger, but I'm willing to work on that.
yeah,
Like
it takes
it's
time.
tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
that's the goal. That was the goal.
That's
So
the goal.
this year, hopefully, we get some results.
I'm
Some results.
sure. I'm sure. And this now comes the next question. So, did you ever had in your career a moment where you wanted to quit, say no, it's not for me enough, or you did it's did you have like a moment where
Yeah,
you wanted to just, I mean, something you mentioned something earlier, but that was more like during the prep phase, but like a
yeah, yeah.
down period where you thought maybe I'm not
Yeah, of course.
yeah,
I think we all do. I think I've had, come here, I'm not going to lie. I'm very open and I'm very honest. I've had them multiple times.
multiple times.
Multiple times. Yeah, yeah, because I am my biggest critique. Like, I'm like, I will never be big. I will never be conditioned. I will never be this. I'm looking at people that are miles ahead of me. And I seem to forget I've only stepped on a WPD stage
Oh
once.
yes, exactly.
Like once, so I kind of, I am, I'm very, very, very much so my own worst critique. And I'm like, no, everyone would be like, oh my God, you look amazing. I'm like, no, 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 I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. I never actually take a step back and think, right, I've done this once and once only. And I got into pretty relatively good condition, I like to say.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
and I kind of need to take a step back and sometimes realize what I've done. I've had a moment when I done my spine in. I was like, I'm never going to be able to train again. I'm never going to achieve anything. I've had a moment when the the week of peak week I moved homes. So I moved home on a Monday and I flew out on Thursday to peak week. So
Oh, ouch. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So I was like, I don't think this is for me, too much stress. And I also have a 9-year old. So
Okay, of course you have
yeah, yeah,
responsibilities on top
yeah,
of
everything.
yeah.
I think people get into bodybuilding and they think they're gonna they go in with the wrong mindset. They think if they win a show, they're gonna get loads of money, they're not gonna have to work hard and they're gonna get this, Y, and Z. And it's like, no, actually you need to realise bodybuilding is the most expensive sport. And if you're not willing
It
to
is.
have three,
It
four
is.
jobs. As an amateur, have three, four jobs and walk around that and kind of walk around your stress and put stress to a side, then you will crumble. Like I almost crumbled. I didn't realize how expensive it was.
Yeah.
And I almost crumbled. And I was like, I don't think this is for me. But then I took a step back and I was like, nah, what am I lying for? I love bodybuilding. Like, this is for
Yeah.
me. And I made it work. But I've had doubts multiple of times. I've had doubts the day before show. I was like, this is not for me. I'm never going to be big. I've had doubts last week when I was sick and I couldn't train. I had doubts today because I'm on an extra rest day because I floored myself yesterday because training was so intense. So again, we are normal, but I think it's coming from a place where I just love it so much and I just want to do so well that I don't want anything to kind of knock me out of balance, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Perfect sense. Yeah. And
It's not more for anything else. It's more so it's because I love it so much that I don't want anything to kind of just knock me out of all sorts. And when it does, then it kind of does kick in, the doubts start kicking in, and it's like, oh my God, what am I going to do? I'm on rest day for one day, but I love the gym. So it's crazy, but you have to be
Yes.
crazy to do bodybuilding. So
Yes, but it's crazy good because
yeah,
it's you've got an objective, you've got a goal, and
yeah.
doing this makes you happy and makes
The only
you
thing,
realize to not realize, it makes you accomplished. You know,
yeah,
for
very much.
you feel proud of yourself, and
Yeah,
these are all priceless things that we all.
yeah. And I think in some, like, all of your work that you do for bodybuilding, nobody can take from that.
Exactly.
Nobody else but yourself. I think
Exactly.
that's the most rewarding part is you have done that
Yes.
and nobody else.
And
So
nobody else. And nobody else.
no,
Also, I mean, it's a very tough sport that requires a lot of sacrifices, and it cannot happen overnight. So it's a
no,
long process. You were saying that you don't feel big enough, don't feel me, but trust me, everybody goes through that phase. No, fortunately, it's part of the process. Being patient, things will happen. It takes.
yeah,
Don't rush things. Take your time. If there is a need to spend a whole year just going off season,
yeah,
yeah, so be it. But yeah, take your time. Do it with always following your coach. And
yeah.
for example, I interviewed. When was it? A few weeks, 3 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago, I interviewed a British athlete. Do you know Maria? Yeah,
Oh, crazy, 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 crazy.
I interviewed her last year for the first time. Yeah. She took the whole year off because, I mean, she always came to compete in outstanding conditioning, but she was missing the size. So she said, I'm going to take, that's what she told me last year, I'm going to take the whole year off to put on as much mass as I can. And she did. I think she got to
She's
almost
huge.
100 kilos at some point. Yeah. So,
She is
and
huge.
now she's gonna step on stage.
I think she's 10 days out.
Yeah, 10 days out, and she looks big, conditioned, shredded to the bone. I mean, she's gonna get the pro card.
But our
That's for sure.
proportions are perfect too. Like all of our proportions, she's very well balanced from
Yeah.
size, condition. She has everything. It's very, very, very like strong package.
Yeah,
Very.
she is absolutely incredible. I mean, air conditioning right now. I
Oh,
saw some pictures that she posted yesterday or the day before, or even the legs. I mean, you can see she's ready to go on that stage. So
yeah, nothing but respect.
yes,
It was
yes, yes.
crazy. Like,
And she's in her best, and she's been in the sport for many years,
yeah,
chasing the pro card. But now She's gonna make it. And by the way,
there's no doubt.
I will see her in Germany next month. I'm going to Fibo. I want to do like a mini documentary about female bodybuilding at the Fibo expo in Germany, because there are lots of athletes. So I want to do like a document, but focused mainly on female bodybuilding, because of course at Fibo there are all sorts of sports. But they never do proper coverage on female bodybuilding. Apart from the female bodybuilding, apart from the female bodybuilding channel that they did something last year. So this year I want to do like a proper. So I will be doing different. Yeah, I will be doing interviews to the athletes who compete. Mats is competing there as well. She's doing the pro qualifier on the Friday. So yeah, that's
going to be big.
Yes.
She looks crazy.
She looks. But the funny thing is that they've got the pro qualifier on the Friday, but they don't have the pro show on the Saturday. They got up to figure. They don't have women's physique on the, which is strange. Why?
That's crazy.
Why? They do.
It's very hard to kind of. It's very hard to kind of mitigate the reason behind it. Like even shows last year that we were looking at, and I was like, yeah, that's a perfect timeline, but they didn't have women's physique, and I was just like, oh, here we go again.
That's a shame, because but what leave me a little bit shocked is, I mean, I follow several podcasts. I watch often the Olympia TV, and basically what they say is that the bigger divisions for women, like women's bodybuilding, especially women's bodybuilding, but also women's physiques, I've heard, it's not marketable. So, but
I heard that a lot.
But how? I mean, all the shows I've been, there is one ticket to see all this division, and the women's physique and women's bodybuilding, they've got a very big audience, much more than the wellness and the figure, and then the bikini. So how do they value who's bringing the money if they pay one ticket to see all these divisions? And I see the seats. I was in Spain last year for the Empro, and women's bodybuilding had the same amount of people watching the show as the Men Open. So
I think it's phenomenal. Like
it was fantastic. I mean, I have to say, give credit to Emilio Martinez, the promoter in Spain. Yeah, he really value women. In fact, women's bodybuilding and women's physique are always big shows in his show, which is the Empro, and he does also the Portugal one. So
okay,
and they are always great show. Same as Romania,
Romania is amazing, and Sweden is very good too.
Sweden, I've never been to that show, but I've heard.
Never been,
I've heard. I've been in Romania 4 times to watch the show. I absolutely love it. Yeah. I mean, 3 times was a Romania Muscle Fest. Once was the Masters. I went to the Masters Olympia.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic.
Good.
Yes. I had the chance to see Ivy Rain winning.
No way.
She won the physique, and then I saw in the figure. Yes, in the figure there was Jessica Reyes Padilla. Jessica, she's number 2 at the Olympia.
I have to see. She's brown hair.
She's from Puerto Rico, but she lives in the US. Curly hair, brunette. She's number 2 in figure in the world. She came second.
I'll have to have a look.
Yeah,
I can't picture who it is.
The winner was Sydney Gillon, and second was. They are always first and second. They've been always like this for many years. But Jessica is in her mid late 40s and still look up. So she keeps winning. Yeah, she got second again at
Crazy.
the Olympia. So
I
absolutely.
think it's good to see though. I do like when there is shows that really do promote bigger classes. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I don't understand why some don't. There's the athletes are just crazy. Most of the women are bigger than men. Sorry,
Oh, no,
they're
no, it's
bigger than
true.
men,
It's true.
and they're
I
phenomenal.
mean, Andrea Shaw. I mean, those kind of level, they could compete in some men's
Yeah,
division
put them to
and
shame.
maybe even win. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Andrea or Angie Yo, oh, absolutely
absolutely huge. I
huge.
just think
Yeah.
it's. But again, they're still so feminine though.
Yes.
Still so feminine. Still, and that's what I like.
All of
I like
them,
that kind
all
of.
of them. Yes.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, the judges look at that as well because, of
Oh
course,
yeah,
they want to keep women's bodybuilding going. But of
yeah.
course, yeah, there are some women that have got amazing physique, but they lost a bit of their femininity. But people
Yeah.
like Andrea Shaw, people like Sherry
Oh, done it.
Priami,
Done it.
I actually interviewed Sherry a few months ago. Yeah.
Really.
Yes. Yeah. It's on my podcast. It was an amazing interview. I interviewed also Teresa Ivancic. Do you know her?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep. That's great.
she has been competing for like 15 years
Good few years. Yeah.
in women's
Yeah.
bodybuilding,
Just
and
like
she's
so.
so such a beautiful woman,
Yeah. Yeah.
very
When
feminine.
it's done right.
Hmm?
When it's done right, you
When it's
can't tell.
done right, yes,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
these ladies, they all took their time. They
Exactly.
they never rushed. Oh, I'm going to women's bodybuilding, and then within a year became huge,
Yeah.
massive. Yeah, in that case, yeah,
Yeah.
it's more risky. But if it's done properly, following with the right
Take your time
coach.
off.
Yes, and it's important, yeah, to have a great
Yeah.
coach that you can trust. You said with your coach you've been working for a
Oh, I
while,
love
huh?
my coach. But you know what? It's so funny because me and my coach we've only been working together literally just about a year. It hasn't been
Okay,
that long.
yeah,
So
but
it's just crazy, like. But I trust him with absolutely everything, and what we do is like we communicate. I think that's very, very, very important too. Your limits that you're willing to push. So that was the first thing that I initiated. Is I am willing. I understand my voice has got a little bit deeper. I understand that there's a lot of side effects that I'm not willing to risk. There is, and I
of
put that in
course,
place.
yeah. It's your life, and you need to be
Yeah,
100% aware of
yeah.
all the risk and take your decision. You only can make this decision. Nobody
Yeah,
else
yeah.
can take
And
side for
again,
you.
like my daughter, I have got a young daughter, and I don't want her looking at that and looking at bodybuilding in the wrong way. I want her to
Of
look at it.
course, yeah.
She wants to do bodybuilding too.
Oh, really?
So I
Wow.
want her, yeah, yeah. She loves it. She thinks it's phenomenal. And when I
Yeah,
done the show the
fantastic.
last time, she had a picture and she was showing all of her classmates saying, "This is my mom.
Wow,
This is my mom." I
you
was like,
see,
"Oh my
she's
god."
proud of her mom, showing to her
Yeah.
friends. That's really
So that's
good.
what I like. Yeah. And that's what
I
I
like
tell the
that.
people. I say, take your time off. Like, there's no rushing PEDs. They're always going to be
Absolutely,
there. Use
absolutely.
that food and train fucking hard.
Yes.
Sorry for cursing.
No, it's
But
okay.
some people, they're so reliant on anabolics where they won't push food
That's a
to an
problem.
extremely
Yes,
uncomfortable
that's a
level.
problem.
Yeah, or they won't train hard.
Yes,
It's
exactly,
one or the other, and it's like, well,
exactly.
you're not going to achieve anything because if anything, you're going to achieve problems. You're going to run into risks. You're going to run into all sorts of sides, but then you're going to blame bodybuilding, and it wasn't bodybuilding; it was you rushing.
Yeah,
So
exactly. And unfortunately, yeah, there are some athletes, yeah, that take the super shortcut without
yeah,
doing it's a long process to get to a certain stage. If
yeah.
people that get there too quickly,
And then do you know what I've noticed? People that get there really quickly, they pull away from bodybuilding so quickly too.
Yeah.
Do you know? So now again, I'm not saying that you're not going to get sides. Sides are inevitable when you are running as a female. When you're running anabolics, they are inevitable. You need to be comfortable, and you need to communicate with your coach your limits that you're
Yes.
willing to push them.
Yes. Yes.
That's
Yes.
super important, especially as females. It's super important that you lay it out on the plate what you're comfortable with.
Absolutely.
And take your time off. Like, don't be afraid that you won't progress when just because you're not on anabolics. You are going to progress as long as you
Yeah.
train
Yeah.
hard
Yeah.
and eat
Yeah.
well. Do you
Exactly.
know? So
Exactly. Exactly.
hopefully females notice that food and training hard is the most underestimated thing out there in bodybuilding. So
Absolutely.
underestimated.
And I keep saying this, and I will always repeat it until things change. But the money prices for women should match the men. We are in
Oh
2025. It doesn't
yeah.
make sense that Mr. Olympia get $600,000 and Miss Olympia $50,000.
How
It is outrageous.
how is
Outrageous.
that possible?
Yeah. Why can't they do 300 and 300? Split it. Why 600,000 and 50,000?
Like, that is mind blown, the difference.
Yes.
Mind blown.
Yeah. Yeah. But without even mention the other minor shows, but pro shows, they get the winner gets, I don't know, $3,000, $5,000. It doesn't even cover nothing. I mean,
Bikini.
yeah, no, I could cover maybe, I
Bikini.
don't know, the flight expenses. That's it. Not
Yeah.
even the
Yeah.
hotel. And yeah, I think that unfortunately
Sorry.
I'm not a promoter. Maybe one day I will be. I don't know, but
Hopefully.
I would definitely like to see this trend change
It
because
has to change. It has to change.
yeah, because
It,
it's
like, again, I think a lot more people are speaking up about it. So something
well,
has to change.
to be fair, already something is changing because this year there is Triple O Dynasty show in America, or Pittsburgh. No, I think Triple O Dynasty. Hello.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Sorry, I thought I lost you. The prize is 10 grand, $10,000 for the winner in that show. But because there are other people sponsoring for that division, you know, Bad Rap, the brand. It's a brand for female bodybuilders. It's an American brand made
Okay.
by, and now he's sponsoring Sherry Priami, sponsoring
Oh, I have. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
bad
Yeah, I have.
rap. They always wear those, and the owner, which I
Big stuff.
interviewed as well. Her name is Eunice. She used to compete in the golden era in the 80s and 90s. She
Oh,
competed
that was my favorite.
with Iris Kyle. Actually, on my podcast, she told these stories of competing. Now she's in her 60, but she still look fantastic.
Jack.
Yeah, fantastic. So I was so impressed by this
Mm,
this woman, and she believes in the sport so much that now
yeah.
she is sponsoring and financing in some shows.
Fair
So
play.
well done, and I hope in the future there will be more people keen to contribute, like Jake Wood does with the Wings of Strength,
Hopefully.
and yeah, let's hope, because really it should be equality.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah. We're in
absolutely.
2025. How are we not?
Come on, and it's not that men work harder. Actually, it's the opposite, because
Yeah.
the women, yeah, I mean, to gain muscle has to work even harder, and have to
Yes.
face all the stereotypes, and so yeah, this needs to change, and it will.
In 2025. It
Yes,
need, like,
it must
come on.
change. It must
Come
change.
on.
Yeah,
It's so
fingers
embarrassing.
fingers crossed. Meckela, I think I'm taking a bit too much of your time. We're going over.
fine.
But before we go. Is there anything you want to add? You want anyone you want to thank? Anything you want to say before we
Very good.
say?
No, but I do want to let you know we do appreciate your page very much.
Thank you so
As
much. I
female
really
female competitors in the bigger classes, we do appreciate that very much.
thank
It's
you.
not gone unnoticed. So
Thank you, thank you. I will try to keep. Actually, this year I'm planning to invest more time, travel even more, go to shows more often,
yeah,
and I've got a new equipment that I just bought. So
great.
yeah, I will bring it in at Fibo, and yeah,
All the
I'm
shows.
gonna put female bodybuilding on the map. Oh yes.
We'll be waiting. We will be waiting.
Yes, stay tuned
See.
because on my channel there will be a lot of new content coming up soon.
Perfect. Exactly what we need.
Excellent. Thank you so much for your
Thanks a
time.
million.
I will upload this episode in the next couple of days. I just need to set
Yeah,
it in my template, and I will make a story on Instagram and tag you with a link, so
great.
you can
Perfect.
see it.
We can take a look.
Thank you very much again, and
Thank you.
enjoy the rest of the week, and yeah, keep me posted on your progress and your
We will.
plans to compete. Okay,
Thanks
excellent.
a million.
Thank you again.
Have a nice day.
You too. Bye, Michaela. Bye. Bye.